Good morning everybody, I hope we are all doing fantastically well and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now I'm actually out on my pre-oats walk right now. It's nice and early, first thing in the morning. I have pretty much got my first block of work out the way, and now this is my well, first of all, we're 3 weeks post show and I am still having oats first thing in the morning, which to me is like a massive win, because by this time usually I'm totally off oats. I'll totally be off them for the rest of my off season, and I just can never face them in my off season. I don't know why. It's like the texture, the taste, I go off them. And pretty much what I've done is I've essentially kept my morning routine the exact same. So I get up, I do my first block of work, I come out on this walk, I essentially get cold, so I look forward to something warm, and that's definitely something that I think in my head has allowed me to keep my oats in first thing in the morning. So I'm out of my pre-walk oats, I'm out of my pre-oats walk first thing right now. I'm then going to go back in, I'm then going to obviously get my oats for meal number 1. I'm then going to crack on with block number 2 of my work. I'm then going to get my second meal. This is going to be a full day of eating to build muscle. An off-season full day of eating. Now bear in mind I'm 3 weeks into my off season, so I'm not eating a super amount of calories just yet. I'm not eating 6,000 plus calories just yet. I'm not eating a lot of crap just yet, and to be fair, that's definitely something that throughout this off season phase as well, I will not be incorporating too much rubbish foods. I'm going to be staying on top of things a little bit tighter than normal, purely just out in the fact that we potentially might be getting back on stage next year. Now, oh, that was a bit rude. If we are getting back on stage next year, what it means is we do need to keep things a little bit tighter than normal, purely just down to the fact that I'm not going to have too much of an off season, and I don't want to diet for 32 weeks again. So it's just going to be a case of keeping things as tight as we need to, but at the same time taking my calories up to a very high amount, but obviously staying in control of the body composition, getting very strong in the gym, and making sure that we can build as much muscle as possible. So on this pre-oats walk, I actually need to go to the shop as well, because I need to pick up eggs for meal number 2, which again, I'm going to show you meal number 2. It's like one of the most phenomenal meals that I have started having, and it's been a game changer. But without further ado guys, I'm going to get on with this walk. I need to pick up some eggs, so I'll catch up with you guys when we get to the shop. Right guys, 10 large free range eggs acquired. See you back at home. Meal number 1 is going in. So like I've said to you, I've just been out on my pre-oats walk, and I think in my head what it is I'm going out, I'm getting cold, and I'm kind of still in that frame of mind of, because I'm cold, I'm looking forward to something warm, and that was always my kind of go-to throughout prep, and throughout prep for the back end of it anyway, maybe the last kind of between 6 and 8 weeks, I was going out a walk every single morning, and it was just kind of to get a bit of direct sunlight and daylight immediately, but at the same time it just always set me up so much better for my oats first thing in the morning. And because I was still in a position where I could take in a lot of oats first thing in the morning, like my oats never really dropped, I was still always able to take in around 120 grams plus on like a low day of food. So I mean, think of my high days, they were obviously a little bit more, and that then set me up very well to come back, chill, and it allowed me to get away from my work, go out, fresh headspace, wouldn't take my phone or anything, and come back and sit and enjoy my oats. And that's the kind of frame of mind I'm still in right now, and my goal is, like I've already said, is to keep my oats in for as long as possible throughout this off season phase, and run them up as high as possible, so whenever it comes to prep I can still eat lots of them. But in here we've got 175 grams raw weight of oats. They're of course made with water, and we do have a scoop of my AGF peanut salted caramel in there as well. And then of course we're going to top it off with a few grinds of this pink Himalayan salt, and that is going to be meal number 1. I will include the macros for every single meal that you will see today guys, so you can see what I'm intaking in my off season, my muscle building phase, my growing phase, and again we'll try and bring as many of these videos as possible for you guys. And of course, if there is anything else that you guys would like to see on this channel, then please don't hesitate to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see, what you want me to bring, what you want me to talk about, what you want me to train, who you want me to train with, absolutely whatever. We've literally got free range right now, like we've got so much things planned, but so much potential things that you guys might want to see that I could bring to the channel. And of course guys, please don't forget to drop the video a like for me. turn on post notifications and drop loads of comments down below, because it helps the algorithm, it helps the channel grow. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I am really looking forward to hitting that, and we will do something special for it. But apart from that, meal number 1's going in. I'll catch up with you guys when we get to meal number 2. How you doing, buddy? Alright?
There you go, mate.
Excellent, cheers, thank you.
Yeah, but actually on a phone, so
You're in my video as well.
got a towel on my head.
Have you?
Right guys, I've not even got into my oats yet, and a nice DHL parcel has just arrived, in which I can only assume it is my meals from Revive.
How do they get out of the bad routine or change their habits, or maybe that?
We have got next meal going in, so this is going to be meal number 2. We have got 200 grams of egg whites in here and 2 large whole eggs. We're going to go in with 2 of these bagels, so of course we're off the bagel thins and we're on to the soft and sliced 5 original Warburton's bagels. I feel as if these toast so much better than the New York ones, so we're going in with 2 of them, and then we have got 8 turkey rashers, which these are the game changer. These are legitimately the game changer. I've never tried these in my whole entire life until around 4 days ago, and I genuinely believe I'm hooked now, and these are going to be something that will be staying in throughout the full off season. So they're literally incredible. Like, I never actually realised that the macros on these were honestly as good as what they are. Like, obviously they are only 29 calories per slice, which again, to be fair, like that's why I can get away with having 8, but at the same time you've got to take on board that, like, per slice, or per rasher you should say, there's 6.1 grams of protein in it, 0.4 grams of fat, and 0.3 grams of carbohydrates. Like, there is literally nothing in this. So of course it's going to be a main protein source, direct fats in there, and of course a little bit more protein, and of course these are going to be my carbohydrate source, as I'm going to take around 80 grams carbohydrates per both of these bagels. So this is going to be meal number 2. Got 3 turkey rashers on each bagel. We've got the eggs pretty much just planted on top all over. What an absolute monstrosity and a mess, but honestly it tastes incredible. And the last and final 2 rashers there. Now, it wouldn't be complete without a little bit of Tommy ketchup, or if you're Scottish, Mata sauce, or if you're English, tomato sauce. But we're going to put this all over the eggs. Going all out, I'm not even tracking because I'm a hardcore. I will stick the macros for this meal maybe about here for you guys, you can see what's in it. In case you were wondering what that weird noise was in the background, it was simply just my air fryer. I've just made an extra 900 grams of sweet potato fries for later on tonight to go with 2 chicken meals. So of course we still are on my main kind of prep diet as well. The thing you will take from this video, guys, as well, is my food choices have got a little bit kind of, they've got a little bit more variety in them, obviously, compared to what I was taking in just throughout prep. However, my prep food choices in terms of the foods that I was taking in throughout prep, oats, white potato, sweet potato, chicken, etc, 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 they are all remaining in throughout my off-season phase, just purely down to the fact that I know my body needs them good nutritionally dense foods. I've still got my taste buds from prep because I've not went absolutely crazy post-prep. I've kind of just been craving the more so bagels, rice. I'm essentially changing it up to like turkey rashers for protein sources, eggs for protein sources. So I mean, it's not as if I'm just going absolutely crazy. And again, that's why I've still got them kind of old taste buds from prep, and whereas it just means that things are tasting pretty nice for that matter. If I was to change it up and go for just Frosties 24/7 or pizza or burgers 24/7, etc, like that, them sort of food choices would probably sway me away from having things like sweet potato and rice and bagels and wanting them to be my main sources. So that's why we're keeping them in. But I've just cooked an extra 900 grams for tonight, which will be going in. I'm just about to finish meal number 2. I do also have to take my car for an MOT today. We are on shoulders as well, so it's quite a busy day, but workload number 2 has been complete, so I am done work for the day. Meal number 3 going in here. This is going to be my pre-workout workout meal today. I'm actually training in the afternoon once again today. We've got peri peri chicken in here. So as I've said already guys, these meals are obviously from Revive Nutrition, in which I have started working with throughout my off-season phase just to help and make things a lot easier for me. Like, this is literally allowing me to be even more productive with the business side of things, and actually being able to incorporate a little bit more time into more so things like my coaching, and even putting a lot more effort into my YouTube videos as well. Again, giving me more time to do some editing, giving me more time to even just go out and walk and give myself a little bit more time. Like, it's making things so much easier because there's not that much food to prep now. So this is going to be meal number 3. So like I've said to you, I'm training in the afternoon today. Over the past few weeks and the kind of back end of preparation phase, what I was doing, I was actually training a little bit earlier on in the day after not 4 or 5 meals, but actually 2 or 3 meals. I actually found that my sessions were just as productive, they were just as efficient. I was still being able to train heavy, still being able to train hard. I wasn't even fatiguing off that much, so I've pretty much kept that kind of routine in right now in my off season. Don't get me wrong, I can still train at night times. However, I was just getting to that kind of point where it was 4 or 5 p.m. and I was pretty much dying. I was just kind of like dropping off all energy. Bearing in mind I'd been up super early, been out a walk, I had got all my client work done, I had then probably been out another walk, I had ate all my food. By that time I was just kind of ready to pretty much just chill out and just kind of relax and go to sleep. And obviously at that time I was having to train. So again, we've been kind of incorporating more of these afternoon sessions in after 2 or 3 meals, and they've been going very, very, very well. Now obviously guys, this is a full day of eating, therefore that is exactly why I've just came on to show you what meal number 3 is going to be. Like I've said to you, all of my meals are pretty much tailored to me, so whatever macros I ask for from Revive, they pretty much make up all of my meals for me in specific. And again, that's what you guys can do if you're on a prep phase, if you're on a fat loss phase, if you're on a muscle building phase, maintenance, whatever your macros are, whatever you want your meals to be, you essentially just ask them, and again, they make all your meals to you. So we've got peri peri chicken in here. We've got, obviously, it's more so like spicy rice, but it's more so like the peri peri seasoning over the rice. And like I've said, broccoli and green beans in there, which again makes things so much easier for myself. 3 minutes in the microwave and that is me done. So I have this, and then I'll wait maybe around 30 minutes prior to me going in for my training session. And supplement wise today, as I'm just making up my intra, what I usually do is whenever I'm getting prepared for my pre-workout meal, I'll make my intra up and I'll fire it into the freezer so it's like nice and cold for my sessions. But we have got, of course, carb up back in, which 30 grams carbohydrates will be going in from that. That'll be then stacked with Level Up V2, and that'll then be stacked up with No Code V2. All from HR Labs, of course. I will then take Train Smart today for my pre-workout supplement of choice, and I also have Rhydon in, which is still in the cupboard, but you guys know what Rhydon is. HR Labs personal discount code is, it supports me a lot, it's just Kiffy15. Again guys, anybody that does use my code, I very much do appreciate it. Like I've said to you, it supports me a lot in the journey, and again, it keeps providing more time and income for me to keep providing as much quality content as possible for you guys and bringing you on the journey, because I want to showcase my journey as much as possible. But that is all that's going to be. I'm not rambling on anymore. Pre-workout meal time. I'll then get my pre-workout ready, and then it's time to hit the gym.
Come on, more there. I'm just keeping quiet. I know you'll end up getting it. Yeah. So you expect us to go there? I actually do. Yes. Oh.
Next meal going in, so we've got post workout in here, which is 450 grams of white potato. So as you would have seen, I just had my rapid recovery and then we fired the white potato into the air fryer, which are now into chips. What I'm going to do is, they're pretty much ready and this is only going to take a few minutes because I'm going to fry it. We're going to put some chicken breast mini fillets into the pan, fry them and stick them in there with some sweet chili sauce. Right guys, I've just had a YouTube's worst nightmare because I said I was going to show you whenever it was finished and I've pretty much forgot and I've ate it, and that is exactly what is left. So as you can imagine, it was my white potato chips. We had 120 grams of chicken breast in there, or mini fillets I should say anyway, and a little bit of sweet chili sauce. So that is going to be the post workout, and macros for it will be around here maybe, but regardless I've only went and forgot, so you can only use your imagination. Number 5 here, we have got pretty much the exact same as my post workout, chicken and white potato in there, except this has got quite a bit more flavouring in it. This is just another meal from Revive, same as my meal earlier on today, pre-workout of my chicken and rice. Exact same macros in here, so obviously I'm looking at around 75 grams carbohydrates, 30 grams protein, trace fats. Of course, we've also got my greens in here as well, which you could have called me out on because I never had any greens post-workout, but we've got green beans in there, and this is going to be meal number 5. I'm also thinking about having something like a kind of little snack or a little treat or something like that. Maybe something like cereal, to be fair. I know that it's not really that much of a treat. However, I've moved on to Rice Krispie multigrain shapes, and they're honestly second to none in terms of phenomenal. Again guys, keeping things as nutritionally dense as possible, keeping things as effective as possible, and again, like I've said to you, obviously in terms of the macronutrient intake for these meals, like from Revive, you can literally just give them your macros and they make the meals specifically to your macros. So everything's tailored towards you. You don't just go on, you've got the opportunity to just go on and buy meals, but you can literally give them your macros and have everything tailored to you. So there's literally no way that you can go off plan or deviate away from the plan. If you've got busy hours at work, you've got lots of travelling to do, these meals are so easy. So again guys, this is going to be meal number 5. I've actually just remembered I do have another sweet potato meal to go. So I've got that sweet potato meal to go from the sweet potato that I prepped earlier. But after that, I potentially might still have a little bit of cereal, but who's to know. I'll update you guys when we get there, but this is going to be meal number 5. Just before I jump off the camera, Basic is going in with this meal right now as well. So I know that I didn't really include too much to do with the supplement side of things today, but I did take in Carb Up obviously within my session. So there was 30 grams carbohydrates in there along with No Code. Ride On was taken in, Level Up V2 was taken in, and the pre-workout of choice today was Train Smart from Unrivaled. But in terms of supplements, obviously I had my health supplements this morning, joint support, and that was really the kind of basics. And of course Basic right now, say basic like 10 times. This is the creatine based saturation and hydration formula from HR Labs, which I take absolutely every single day. So that's going to be going in right now, and then realistically speaking that'll be me done for the supplement side of things. Next up on the list, we have got one half because this other half is for tomorrow. So 450 grams in there, 450 grams in there. Now I'm just literally going to have this sweet potato on its own because I'm going to have a AGF shake prior to my bedtime. So instead of having a protein source with this, we're pretty much just going to have this, and then of course I'll have my AGF before bed. But I cooked obviously the 900 grams earlier, and then what I done was I re-weighed it whenever it was cooked and then just divided it into 2. So I'll keep this for a meal tomorrow. I'll probably have that with some chicken, but right now we're going to get in some sweet potato and then it'll be me done for this meal. Multi-grain shapes are going in right now. We have got 150 grams in here and around 200 grams or 200 millilitres of milk, I should say. I believe millilitres and grams of milk are essentially the exact same from what I can see anyway. That's how I'm tracking it. So of course, if it is wrong, it is out, then you can call me out on it. However, I don't care that much, and I can see how bright this light is, and to be fair, it does not make me look too good. However, this cereal has by far taken over in terms of being one of my most, if not most, favourite cereal on the planet. And to be fair, I went a full 8.5 months without any sort of cereal. And of course you guys know what I was like with Frosties after my last prep and throughout last off season. I've still not had Frosties yet, which I'm not having them purely just out of the fact that I wasn't craving them throughout prep, and I feel as if I put them back in right now I might get hooked on them straight away, and I think it'll just be like a sugar overload. And to be fair, with obviously these being a kind of rice based cereal, they're essentially very low in sugar. Even having 150 grams, they're not riddled with sugar. If I was to have 150 grams of Frosties, I would probably have the full box of Frosties, and it would just be crazy. And of course, like I've said to you guys, we're a few weeks post show. We are enjoying treats, don't get me wrong, we are still enjoying nice foods, but at the same time I'm just more so enjoying the foods that I missed out on for pretty much the whole year. So things like bagels, rice, low sugared cereals, things like that. And again, I'm enjoying it so much. I'm performing very well, my recovery's very well, I'm sleeping very well, I've had no digestive issues, so everything is very much in the up. However, of course, we are going to get some nice treats along the line, and I will try and remember to bring you guys with me, so of course we can get some good content. Yes, I'm still using a teaspoon because it makes it last longer. And that, guys, is going to conclude this full day of eating. So I've got 36 grams of your finest AGF strawberry shortcake in there, going in for last and final shake of the night. Again, that's something that, as you guys would have seen throughout obviously my prep phase, I was finishing off on a shake absolutely every single night. So my last and final kind of routine hasn't changed either. Like I've said to you, my morning routine is the exact same as well, which is something that I've definitely found is very important to keep in throughout my off season. For one, to keep my oats in and still look forward to them, but for two, just to keep as productive as possible, especially with the work side of things, because now I've essentially got a little bit more time to myself as well, which allows me to put a little bit more time into the business, into work, into my clients, into my coach, and into everything to do with that side of things. So again, making sure that I'm remaining as productive as possible. If that's something that I could give you guys advice on, is just form a morning routine. Things will just be so much easier, and you'll essentially be able to box tick a lot of things off earlier in the morning, and the more you can get that feeling of accomplishment first thing in the morning, the more you'll want to be and remain productive throughout the day. So if that's something that I couldn't recommend more, it's definitely a morning routine. But full day of eating, guys, we are now just cruising past the 3 weeks post show marker, so that's where we're sitting at in terms of the food. Full days of macros and calories will be up about there for you guys. But again, I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy it, then please don't forget to drop the video a like for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are still on the road to 10,000 subs. Drop loads of comments down below. What would you guys like to see? Turn on that little bell, turn on the post notifications, and I'll see you all in the next video.